When I was an undergrad at the University of Hawaii, I was presented with an opportunity I just could not pass up, to be the KC Waffle Dog mascot during the halftime show at one of the UH football games. One morning I get into work, and Scott Harada, who is the corporate partners director, says, Dave, come over to my office. So I head over to his office, and he says, hey, we need some bodies for this week's halftime show. We're putting on a mascot bowl, and we just need people to field at these two teams. So I said, sure, what do I have to do? He tells me, well, you're going to be the KC Waffle Dog mascot, who's the star receiver on his team. And all you're going to have to do is just run a bunch of routes and make like you're trying really hard. So I said, sure, I'm in. On the day of the game, I arrive at Aloha Stadium early to go through dress rehearsals. Everything is scripted out as far as the plays go, and again, I'm running routes like I'm the star wide receiver. We get up to the 27-yard line when Scott halts everything and says, okay guys, here's what's going to happen next. We're going to bring up one lucky contestant, and they're going to take a 35-yard field goal for a chance to win free Papa John pizza for an entire year. So at this point, I get up to the line, I pretend like I'm going to be one of the blockers. When Scott Harada calls my name, he says, David, come here. So I head over to his way. He says, hey, didn't you play football when you were in high school? And I said, yeah. He said, weren't you the kicker? And I said, I was. So he said, okay, do me a favor. Take a practice kick so we can kind of walk through the whole sequence of someone hiking the ball and then the contestant taking the kick. So I get up to the line, I take my steps back, I'm ready to go and kick, ball gets hiked, ball's placed, I kick it, and boom, right through the uprights. At this point, everyone else that's there turned around, is looking at me and all clapping and amazed that I made this 35-yard field goal, which was pretty routine for me. So he says, okay, let's try it one more time to make sure we know how this goes. So again, take my steps, ball is snapped, placed on the ground, I take the kick, and boom, one more time, right through the uprights. At this point, I feel confident that, we can go ahead with the mascot bowl. So there's a lot of time in between when we stop rehearsing, leading all the way up to the halftime show. And at this point, I'm just watching the game, kind of cruising the field. I'm very relaxed. Halftime comes, and everything's going according to plan. All the scripts are playing out to play. I'm running my routes. I'm doing what I need to do. We get up to the 27-yard line, and Scott brings on the lucky contestant. It just so happens to be this lady who looks like she's in her 40s, maybe 50s. Hard to tell at that time, but definitely looked like she would not be able to kick a 35-yard field goal. So I'm in my KC Waffle Dog hot suit. I get up to the line, and then all of a sudden Scott calls my name out again. He says, David. So I head up to his way and I say, what's up? He goes, hey, take the kick for this lady. And at this point, I'm frozen in fear. I'm paralyzed. I'm like, you just said what? He's like, take the kick for this lady. And I said, well, I can't. I said, I'm in this Waffle Dog hot suit. And he said, well, you just take off the suit. Just take it off. So I said, okay, hesitantly. I pull off the suit. I'm standing there. And at this point, I'm exposed. My face is out. I'm exposed. There's 35,000 people in front of me looking at me. So I take my steps. I hit that. The ball gets snapped. Hits on the ground. Take the kick. And boom! I miss. Wide left. At this point, I'm embarrassed. I drop my head in shame. All of a sudden, I hear a whistle. The announcer says, oh, offsides on the Jamba Juice guy running across the field. So we move up to the PAT mark. I get a second chance. I take my steps, ball snipe, placed, kick, and boom! I slip, fall flat on my back, and I ended up kicking the ball, but it hit the front of the goalpost and came out. At this point, I'm even more embarrassed. Not only did I miss a 35 field goal wide left, I fall flat on my butt in front of 35,000 people. As I'm getting up, my head is lowered, I don't want to look at anybody, and I drop the F-bomb. Luckily for me, they gave me one more chance. They said, okay, this will be free pizza for an entire month. So I guess at this point, I can't be embarrassed any more than I already am. So I go and I take the kick right through the uprights. At this point, I reach for my mascot, I put it on, and I head out towards that locker room just embarrassed. Monday morning comes in, I'm kind of dreading it because I'm just waiting for my coworkers to just heckle me for missing those field goals and for slipping. So as I get to my desk, I notice there's this bar of soap there. And I'm thinking, what's this for? I put it off to the side. Maybe a few minutes later, my boss comes walking by and he says, oh, did you get that bar of soap? I said, yeah, I did. It's right here. What's this for? He goes, well, that's for you. And immediately I thought, do I smell? He goes, that's for you because the Aloha Stadium Jumbotron caught you saying the F word in front of 35,000 people. You need to wash your mouth off.